There's Mr. Enfuego, one half of the Baseball Junkies podcast. Before we get the show going, we just want to make sure that both you, the viewer, and the listener are fully aware that this podcast is not intended to provide any form of investment advice. The opinions expressed here by either the host or any guest do not necessarily reflect the views of any sports card investor, organization, and or entity within the sports card market. Any discussion of sports card values in the past or present is not a guarantee of future performance. Two collectors with a common love of baseball cards, a league of her own, Mr. Enfuego. Welcome to the Baseball Junkies podcast.
Welcome to the Baseball Junkies podcast. I'm your host, Adrian.
And I'm your boy, Mr. Enfuego.
As you guys can see, we're rolling out a whole new show. Don't worry, we're still the Baseball Junkies podcast. We're still going to bring you tons of baseball. But Mr. Enfuego and I broke down the analytics. We looked at the reviews. We listened to what everyone was telling us. And we are revamping the podcast a little bit. So let us know tonight throughout the comments for those that are watching here on YouTube. And for all of you listening on the podcast formats, hit us up on our website. It's linked to everywhere you can find us, all our information, all the good stuff in the description. Let us know what you think of tonight's show. We're bringing you more baseball hobby news than ever before. How you doing tonight, Mr. Enfuego?
We are doing outstanding, especially with this new look that we got.
We got us a new look. We've got new segments. We've got new. It's going to be really cool, you guys. And as you can see, starting off with that intro, Mr. Enfuego and I, mostly Mr. Enfuego on that one, worked really hard to get that done. And I think you're really going to like the changes that we've got going throughout this week. Let's get started with last week's 2 weeks ago, because we were off last week, trivia winner, Kenny Weaver. Be sure to check him out. His link is in the description. It's also on the Baseball Junkies website. And during the middle of the show today, we will be running trivia again, and the winner of that will be highlighted and pumped up, you know, their whole social media platforms and what have you. So get ready for that trivia. Mr. Enfuego got you all set up for that today. But I think I'm going to get started with the first segment. I'm pumped. Are you ready, Mr. Enfuego?
Let's go.
All right, here we go. All right, guys, this week's product reviews. This is the stuff we've been watching on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, things that we've been seeing a lot of baseball card breakers open lately. Fairly new products. We've seen a lot of Series 2, Topps, the flagship Series 2. Seen a lot of Donruss 2023, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then we've also got a little bit of Topps Heritage and a little bit of Topps Sterling in there. My take on Series 2, I opened a hobby box myself. I've seen lots of hobby box breaks. A lot of people went the hobby box break way, just hobbies instead of jumbos, because of our dear friend, don't know him personally, but I do watch him a lot on YouTube, Striker Breaks. He puts out the info on, you know, breaking down the cost values of all this stuff. And he was saying hobbies were the most bang for your buck. So a lot of people went that route, including myself.
That was until he dropped a video later on where he solidified retail is back.
Yes, this is true. I'm going to have to say, and maybe I haven't seen, I've been watching lots of videos of openings. I have been very underwhelmed with Series 2.
I would agree. That's a safe assumption. I mean, I don't think that the rookie checklist is as great as it was last year.
I mean, there's tons of rookies. There's some good rookies. I just haven't, the hits that I've seen, the numbered cards, the autos, I haven't seen anything that's really just wowed me.
But yet the stuff that we did see give us the wow factor, though. Like, I know, going back to the man that broke down everything for us, he pulled not one, not two, not three, but 6 heavy lumbers.
Ooh, that's funny you say that. So heavy lumbers are like a short printed insert in Topps Series 2. If y'all aren't familiar, and I actually ordered a heavy lumber insert off of eBay this week. I got me my Bo Bichette. Bo Bichette has a base card in Series 2. It was not in Series 1. He just had some inserts, and he's got inserts in this as well, but he also has a base card. And I had to have that heavy lumber one, and now I'm scoping for the gold mirror SSP. So we'll see. There's one on eBay right now, but we'll see how that rolls out. It's a little bit more expensive than the heavy lumber. I do remember Mike over Ripping from Rookies Series 1 pulling, I think he pulled the Mike Trout heavy lumber insert, and that was pretty, they're really cool inserts. I'm really digging good short printed inserts because there's some inserts that they just overprint the heck out of. Like the stars of the MLB inserts are cool looking, but I don't, because every pack you open, there's just so many of them. You just get, it's like, it's so funny. You get tired of looking at them when there's
And
so
I'm
many.
glad that the manufactured relics, no more shot glass teacup, no more shot glass coasters. Thank you.
Yeah. I agree with that. I've seen a couple of bat relics. They're kind of plain, but I still think they're all right. They're pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been too big on any of the manufactured ones, except I haven't seen out of Series 2 yet, but they've got those oh man. Now, was it
Now I
series?
did like the Jackie Robinson 42 manufactured relics.
Those were cool. I was thinking the Silver Slugger ones, but
Okay,
I'm trying
yeah,
to think.
I do.
Do they have that? Is that in Series 1 to 2, or was that last year's?
I think that was last year's product.
Yeah, those were pretty cool. So, anyways,
But I tell you what, though, as underwhelming as Series 2 turned out to be, it still knocks Donruss out the water.
Okay, I was just gonna say, you and I forced each other to sit down and watch some of these rips, and the 2023 Donruss is just painful to me. Now,
Yeah.
to not speak all bad out of it, are some cool insert cards because Donruss, that was the thing with when Donruss came out at the beginning of the year. It was so fun to open Donruss because they had all the really cool, colorful inserts. You had your pink firework bomb squads and your Marvel cards and all that, and those are so fun. But this year with just the veterans and prospects, and they're getting away with a couple of the rookies because that just came. There's Bobby Witt and Jordan Walker and stuff like that are in it. I just it was the breaks I have watched of it. They've been pretty painful, to be honest.
Yeah.
I did go through and look at on eBay because and when I know that there's like an insert of like Ricky Henderson or for you Alex Rodriguez, I look to see, and they do have some cool looking stuff, but
the one thing I will give Panini credit for just a little bit, they actually dug out and put some relevant veteran names in there.
True that. There is like we got Willie Mays in everything this year, so that's
you got your cool. Willie Mays, Pete Rose, a name that who would have thought.
So I just want to make sure I'm clear that this is just my opinion of the product, and what I'm saying is I'm not going to pay $100 for a hobby box of this to rip this open. I don't think that they have not been fun rips.
There's no value behind it either.
We don't really care too much about the value if there's enough cool cards in there, but I'm not going to go through and open that and hoping that I'm going to get a cool Ricky Henderson card or a cool veteran or prospect that it's just not fun for me. That stuff, if I buy any of it, which I most likely won't, unfortunately, I'm going to get singles of it on eBay because $100 for that product is not worth it. I will say this: I have seen some good autos out of it. Jordan Lawler and Ellie De La Cruz. He's super hot right now, but the cards I've seen that they have their autos on, in my opinion, they're ugly. They're hideous. Like, I'm not gonna, if that person I'm PCing, I like that person, I'd pick one up, but I'm not pick. If I need one Ellie De La Cruz auto in my PC because I want to have one, it's not going to be 2023 Donruss. That's just my opinion.
I mean, I'm sitting here with the checklist up in front of me, and I like the names that they've actually came up with for these variations. For example, you got your Superstar Scribbles, you got your Retro 1990 Materials, you got your Bomb Squad, which is a good insert to throw in there. Coming Attractions, Cooperstown set, Dominators, Elite Series, Mr. 3000 set checklist. So, I mean, The creativity is there,
It's
but
still there.
it's slacking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, 100%. Which brings us to another product that just came out. Panini 2 and 3 and 2 came out.
Yeah, that's
I
another
always
one.
get it backwards. 3 and 2 start a regular hobby box starting around $200. The first off the line, if you were able to get your hands on it, was closer to the $300 range, a little bit higher. We went through and looked at the check. We sat down and looked through the checklist of that. The checklist, there was, as far as autos go and stuff, there was some good stuff.
There's some good stuff in there.
And then we watched a couple of breaks on it. The base cards, the base cards were blah. I was just for how much you are paying for the product, I was just like, eh. But there is some potential for some really cool autos out of that, of the veterans and of the prospects.
Yeah.
But the openings that I saw for it and the price point, I'm just like, I'm going to hold off, and I'm going. We got. Hard pass. Yeah. Another fun opening. Lots of Topps Heritage, because that's fairly new. It's about $80 hobby box.
Yeah.
2023 Topps Heritage. Set collectors love that stuff. There is some really cool stuff.
You can't go wrong with Heritage.
Yeah, I got lucky in the mega box this year. I got some really good rookies in the red bordered parallels from Target, and then you got the nice blue sparkles. Yours is a Walmart one, I believe. Is the one that has the blue sparkles. Those are really good looking cards. I was bummed about your O'Neal Cruz being a little OC, but other than that, they're fun.
Yeah.
So Topps Heritage, it's a fun little rip for sure.
It is.
On the higher end of things, we saw some. This came out a few weeks ago, but I'm still seeing a few breaks of it here and there. For the higher end stuff, is a Topps Sterling. That's the 2-card hobby box, and they come in 2 boxes, and the boxes kind of give you a hint as to what you're getting. Like they've got themes for all of them. They've got like 1970 MVPs or World Series champions or things of that nature, and seen a lot of Nolan Ryans getting pulled, which is cool. I did see I think on Run Good Life I saw him pull a Trout. That's always cool.
But at the price point that they want for a hobby box is insane. I mean, right now I'm looking at it. It's just over $1,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm showing about $1,100 for 2 cards.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit out of reach for me. Topps Sterling, that to me, that would be, I would look for my PC players after on eBay or any other aftermarket place you buy stuff, and I haven't seen a whole lot of people get their money back on those.
Right.
So, and I gotta say, when it comes down to me looking at a product like Topps Sterling, when I look at it compared to like Dynasty or Tribute or that,
apples and oranges.
I don't think Sterling is as pretty usually, if that makes sense. But that could be just my opinion. I don't know. So, the other thing I was bummed about, kind of in the 2023 Donruss, I guess I'm bummed because I wasn't going to get it, but I'm partial to horizontal cards. I know a lot of people aren't into horizontal, but they did the Unleashed inserts, and they're all horizontal this year, and I'm like, man, those are sick. So I don't know. Maybe if they've got like a Ricky Henderson one, maybe I'll dabble. We'll see. But yeah. So all right, I think we covered our product reviews right quick. Let's get into upcoming releases. All right, guys, for upcoming releases, the only thing we've got in the real near future here is 2023 Topps Tribute. And let me tell you, it is gorgeous. It looks really good this year. It's a pricier product. You're looking at about $500 for a hobby box on pre-order right now. You get 6 packs of cards, 3 cards per pack, getting you about 18 cards. But you're going to get 3 auto or auto relic cards and 3 just relic cards. Topps Tribute, is it's a high risk, high reward product, pretty much. The base cards in it are really nice, thick stock. They've got
Yes.
they have a really nice look to them. So it's if you're craving to do something a little bit more high end, you want a little bit nicer of a card. This is definitely at 500. It's one of those products I feel like 9 times out of 10 you won't get the value back, but
I can see this product being incorporated in breaks for a little while.
100%. That's always the perfect product right there. It's a good amount of cards that if I do a break, I like to incorporate it with something else. Like I'll have Topps Tribute and then maybe a Series 2 Jumbo together to make the prices kind of balance out. So, and then give everybody a good chance at getting a really nice card. With 3 autos per box too. It's a good odds for people in breaks and stuff like that. So
now the only caveat to this, though, is, like you said, we was going through the checklist yesterday, and the only thing that really kind of stuck out to me is the rookie checklist. There's only 10 rookies in this whole product.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. Yeah, it was kind of funny, but I figured that this kind of product is something they've got to start producing really early on. And a lot of the rookies you hope to be in it, probably they weren't sure if they were going to be rookies yet. So they had to get the people in there because Volpe doesn't have one, I believe. Jordan Walker, no.
So the rookies that we have on here is Adley Rushman, Riley Green, Michael Harris, Brett Beatty, Tristan Casas, Gabriel Moreno, Corbin Carroll, Oswald Peraza, Gunnar Henderson, and Francisco Alvarez.
So some good rookies. I mean, there are good rookies in there. Like Adley, Francisco.
Yeah.
Did you say was Corbin on that one?
Corbin is on the checklist. Yeah.
Yep. So some good stuff. And I know they got good veteran autos in there.
And they have a nice variety of parallels. You know, they're only keeping it to your standard 6. You know, your greens to 99 all the way on down to your black 101s.
Yeah. So I was just talking about it's about that. I usually do a break maybe once a month, maybe every two months. I'm thinking that's something I want to probably might incorporate in the next break. I usually like to have at least 2 hobby boxes of 2 different products or something like that. So something I'm looking forward to seeing in the future. But as of right now, as far as the near future, that's the only upcoming releases we've got at the moment. So,
I mean, but based off of what I see here, though, if a break was to come up with this product in it, yeah, I would like to get in on it.
Cool. All right. I think we've hit our upcoming releases. Now it's time for the hobby news. All right, guys, hobby news. I think the biggest thing that happened in the hobby this past week is eBay announced they're going to limit the people that can sell breaks on eBay.
It's about time.
Huge news because I don't know if you guys have ever noticed or not, but there are a gazillion breaks on eBay. So this was kind of a shocking thing. I know that this might be hurting some people. Some people are saying it's about time. Some people are like, oh, they sell breaks on eBay. So that's something that there's going to be a huge adjustment for a lot of people. There's a lot of speculation right now as to why they're doing it, like legal issues, like the things going on in the hobby world, like with fanatics and what have you, whatnot, eBay Live, a lot of these newer.
There's too many issues going on with breakers and how they're handling their breaks when people buy into them. You got folks that are getting the teams that they paid for, but some instances they're not getting that hit that was pulled for that respective team.
There's that in every format that there is. I also wonder, eBay Live recently came out. not too long ago. eBay Live is very similar to Whatnot. And I'm wondering if they're trying to have like their own set of breakers that appear on eBay. Like, I wonder if they're trying to like tie together so people will buy into these eBay only like breaks.
Right.
It's, just an idea of what's going on out there. And, we've got them maybe thinking that's a way to compete with Whatnot and Fanatics Live. This is my idea. Like, I got to tell you, when Whatnot came out and I started doing Whatnot, I was solely on eBay for card sales, and then I took a ton of stuff off of eBay. So I'm just some schmo. I don't make like a ton of money on eBay. I don't sell a whole lot of cards, but that's still, me and a million other people are doing that, that's a lot of revenue for them. So I'm sure they're just dabbling with different ways to, tap into that market. So, let us know what your thoughts in the comments and on our website. Let us know what you guys think about eBay limiting the amount of breakers. You have to like apply.
I mean, ultimately, yeah. So Cardlines actually, if you go to cardlines.com, they actually posted the article there. And basically, if you are one of those individuals that actually runs breaks on eBay, okay, they're not going to steer you away. But ultimately, beginning July 18th, in order to actually run breaks on eBay, you're going to have to get pre-approved for it. All right. We don't know what the process or the requirements are to be approved to be a breaker on there, but I'm sure they'll come up with more information on it as we get closer to it. And what really shocks me is normally eBay doesn't really like to get involved with a lot of seller/buyer transactions unless they absolutely have to. But this is one of those instances where they say, you know what? Let's put out a fire before it even starts and try to make it fair for both spectrums of the hobby, which is a shocker to me, but it makes sense.
Yeah, you 100%. This, I wanted everybody to know, this isn't going into effect until I believe July 18th.
July 18th is when it kicks off.
So if we got anybody listening that breaks solely, like sells all their breaks on eBay, let us know. There's what, I was thinking that I don't do that, like buy breaks from anybody on eBay, but that's a lie. I watch a channel called Wiffle Card Breaks, and they sell all theirs on eBay. So I might reach out to them and see, if it affects them, or if they're just going to pivot, maybe do their own website or what they're going to do.
And I mean, if eBay's requirements are too tough to meet or whatnot, there's other venues. You got your Facebook, you got Instagram. Hell, I have yet to see it. You could be the first icebreaker, run a break off of Craigslist. You never know.
I also I use the Silco app. If you guys haven't heard of that, I would check out the Silco app. You can just be on YouTube like you normally are and just tap that, use the Silco app, and it makes it so you have like a Whatnot type format right on YouTube. So there's a lot of ways around this out there. So it's just pivot time. It's time to pivot. So yeah, that's all I got for. No, I'm a liar. More hobby news. PSA. You got the format come up for PSAs, like grading stuff?
I do. So I've got the the grading trends per company for the month of May.
Yeah, this is a pretty interesting read, guys.
So PSA for the month of May, they graded a total 1.01 million cards, okay, which is 18% less than what they actually graded for the month of April. Now, the first thing that comes to mind with this dip is, were they gonna predict a shutdown to catch up? And honestly, I don't think that's gonna happen, because I mean, if we all recall, during the pandemic, everybody and their brother was trying to send stuff to PSA, and PSA, in order to tame that beast, they were only accepting submissions on certain levels and certain services, okay? And if you wanted to be that guy and say, no, screw you, I do what I want. Okay, PSA was like, cool, we're going to go ahead and triple the cost of the service you want to use. So more to follow on what's going on with PSA and their rate of submissions. But SGC, they only graded a total of 88,000 cards last month, which is 7% less than what they did last month. CCG and CSG, they both at 68,000, which is 19% higher than what they did for April. And then BGS, they're at 66,000, which is 17% higher than what they did for April. You know, and I'm sure there's other companies out there, like, you know, we got Tag that's out there. They're still trying to get their name out there. You know, primarily they was over in the California West Coast area. They're slowly migrating over to this side of the country. So I would give it maybe another year or so. Their company's going to be on this list as well, and their numbers will probably show something of relevancy.
100%. But tag rating, dude, best looking slabs in the market. Now I grade mostly with PSA, but still, we've done some tag stuff, and
yes, we did.
They are pretty, so hopefully that works out. I did see T-Pop over on Sports Card Investor name drop tag the other day, so that's helpful.
There you go. That's all it takes.
We had one more topic in the hobby news, and I didn't write it down, Mr. Fuego. You got this? What else were we talking about in hobby news today? Oh, I got it. Fanatics. We were looking at Fanatics stuff. We dabbled on that because this whole eBay thing that came out. We were looking at Fanatics numbers basically. Mm-hmm. And I did see an interesting article talking about Fanatics had made a play for this sports betting company. I can't remember the name of it, but it was pretty interesting. They made a bid, and then DraftKings came in and said, "Hold up," and they outbid them.
My beer.
Yeah, so that's pretty interesting right now. Interesting for two reasons. Like Fanatics trying to, like, in case y'all didn't know that already, Fanatics wants all of it. They want everything. Sports memorabilia, sports cards, sports, anything that sports,
everything and money, and anything related to the hobby, they want.
Yeah, they want it. So,
you know, but just to give you guys an idea on how big Fanatics is getting, and they're still growing. If you don't know, their headquarters is initially based out of Jacksonville, Florida. Okay, right now, what they are reporting as far as employment spaces, their company is as big as anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 employees. All right. They make private equity. Okay. And they have 9 acquisitions so far. Their funding amount is almost $5 billion. That's with a B. All right. They've got about 1,400 contacts that partake in their growth and Fanatics trying to take over everything. And they have a total of 28 investors that's helping them just suck everything up. I mean, the first investor that I can think of that I was looking on their website, Tom Brady. So Fanatics is not playing.
No, not at all. So that's going to be something we're going to be following that week. We're
going to keep a very close eye on them
because Fanatics is coming. Here we go. All right, guys, that's hobby news for us today. Is everybody ready for a little little break here with some trivia?
Let's go ahead and pick the chat's brain. And for all you that are listening, this one's for you too.
Here we go.
Boom. So, for those that are listening, the question was, what player holds the record for most hits in a single season? Okay. And the answer to that would be Ichiro Suzuki, who finished the 2004 season with 262 total hits, which gave him the single season records for both the US and Japanese baseball. And now, based off the chat, we got a winner.
Yeah, I'm showing the card hobbyist.
That is what I'm showing.
All right.
So congratulations, card hobbyist.
Right. I'm going to go over to card hobbyist is obviously in the chat with us today, live on YouTube. We always do this podcast live on YouTube every Saturday night at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to add him, let's see, as a standard, if it'll let me. At any rate, it's not letting me right at the moment.
But just know, card hobbyist, if you go onto the Junkies website Monday morning, you will see the link to your YouTube channel on there, and it will be there all week until the next episode of the podcast, until either you win again or we just find another winner. So congratulations.
There we go. I was able to just add him now as a moderator, so you should be able to click on his name, head over and check out the card hobbyist. He's got a nice little YouTube channel. He's an awesome supporter of the card community, and we really appreciate you being here tonight. And thank you. Congratulations for winning trivia for tonight. Mr. Fuego lightened it up today. He lightened it up. That was a good one, though. I did see there were some other good guesses. Some people guessed Pete Rose. One other person guessed Pete Rose. Everybody else said Ichiro. Sorry, Claire Cards Craze. I was trying to give you some love, but not too bad. Not too bad. He might spice it up, make it just a smidge harder next week. We'll see how it goes. Bit. So, all right, guys. All right. We have brought in another new segment we're pretty excited about. We are going to bring you the top 5 cards of the week as far as in card sales. And we are basing this off of the Sports Card Investor Market Movers app. We just decided to use that one because they do show card sales. Pretty easiest for us to read. Obviously, these top 5 can vary from site to site. We looked on Alt. We looked on the card ladder. We looked on all these things. For the purposes of this podcast, we're just looking at market movers. They're basing all of their info off of eBay sales. So obviously there's some gray area. There's a little room in here, but that's how we did select these ones. And we had this all set up and ready to go yesterday, and already today when I looked on there was another card that bumped up into that. I'll mention that at the end here as kind of an honorable mention. But here we go. We're going to start off with number 5 this week. All right, we just showed you the 2018 Bowman Shohei Ohtani rookie card. That card sales increased this week. Also, pretty much all of Shohei Ohtani's Topps or Bowman cards, rookie cards are up right now because Shohei Ohtani is a freak of nature. He hit another 450-footer home run tonight in the Angels
home run leader in all of MLB right now.
Yeah, right now it was close for a minute there with Aaron Judge, but right now Shohei Ohtani is leading in the MVP race in the AL. He's just with everything he's doing with pitching and with hitting all at the same time. I don't
if the season ended today, he would have the MVP. He would have the votes unanimously.
100%. Every time that guy hits the field, something crazy is happening, and that hand in hand makes the card market go crazy for him. It doesn't always work that way, where somebody does something crazy out there in the MLB, something awesome, and then it affects their cards.
Right.
Back in 2020, 2021 is a different story, but now the market's, obviously gone kind of back down to normal. But Shohei Ohtani, in this particular case, that card, the increase on that card, as I look on Sports Card Investors Market Movers, increased in the last 7 days 9.2%, and it's a 7.6% increase over the last 30 days.
Look at that.
This is gonna be kind of across the board for most like base standard Shohei Ohtani cards. If you look at like his other 2018 Series 2 update, things of that nature, obviously there's an increase on that. Like for me personally, like I'm not even touching Shohei Ohtani cards. If I have them, I'm either holding or selling. My personal opinion. If you're Shohei Ohtani,
his last rookie card at a PSA 10 sold today for $150.
Yeah, so quite frankly, all these in the top 5 here, to me, if they're selling so well, it's not a good time to buy. It's a good time to sell. If you really think about it from
Agreed.
An investor point of thing, which Mr. Fuego and I, we are not investors, we're collectors. We're just giving you some baseball card news if you're into it. All right, guys, let's get to number 4. All right, what we have here is the 2019 Bowman Chrome Draft of Corbin Carroll, his Bowman first card. Corbin Carroll is making a tear for Rookie of the Year. He's on the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's having a crazy season. He's doing really good. People love rookies. People love rookie cards. In the league. People love rookie cards. People love Bowman firsts. His cards in the past 7 days have seen a 23.5% increase in the last 7 days. We're looking at a 68.8% increase in the last 30 days. That's insane. That's insane. I recently found a Corbin Carroll card in my PC, went and got it graded, sold it, boom, done. That's what you got to do. I probably have a Corbin Carroll or two in my collection that I will keep, but right now,
I mean, his last sale was yesterday. PSA 10, $185.06. So $185.
Was that just a base Chrome PSA 10?
That's his base Chrome, yes.
Cool. That's cool. So I always like to look at these lists. It gives me the opportunity to go back and look into my collection, stuff that I have stashed away, which usually with Bowman cards, that's what we stash them away unless somebody's like crazy hot right now, which you'll see later on this list. But that's to me, that's prime time. That's one of the things I love to do. I like to go back, find these cards and be like, yeah, I got one. And then if it looks really nice, I like to send it to PSA and then either PC collect, keep it because it's so cool, or make some money to buy some cards that I like to put in my PC. I got to have money for Bobos. So, all right, let's get to number 3 before I make Mr. Fuego puke.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess, I haven't looked at the numbers exactly yet. I'm going to guess this is the highest increase in the last 7 days. Elly De La Cruz recently made his debut in the MLB, and he has been epic, just epic. Playing some good ball, hitting balls to the moon. Elly De La Cruz, new rookie on the Cincinnati Reds. He's got his Bowman Chrome first recently in 2022. It's funny. He came in 2022 Bowman, and I'm seeing a lot of rips of that because you can still readily get 2022 Bowman Chrome. No, regular Bowman. He was in regular Bowman. His Bowman first card. So, it's so funny. I'm looking at it now, and his 7 day has actually decreased 5%. That's very interesting to me. But in the last 30 days, he's at a 65.8% increase. So pretty close to Corbin Carroll there, really. But people have been going Ellie crazy. And they're going back and finding 2022 Bowman and opening it up to get the parallels, to get the chromes. So
I've got some additional info on Ellie sales that we spoke about yesterday.
Yeah.
So there was a couple of sales that Sports Collectors Digest actually documented. And just so, again, this kid barely has 30 games under his belt. Okay. Everybody was waiting for Ellie De La Cruz to make his debut. And when he made his debut, he came in throwing haymakers. But just to give you guys a perspective on his sales, okay? So for his 2022 Bowman Chrome autographed gold refractor out of 50 PSA 10, it sold for $9,100.
Dang. Okay? Dang.
Now, a 2022 Bowman Chrome auto blue refractor out of 150 graded BGS 10, that one sold for $6,900. Then you have his out of 25, a Bowman 2022 Chrome Auto Orange Shimmer PSA 10. That sold for just under $5,000. And then the last one was a Bowman First red paper foil out of 5 PSA 10. It sold for $4,200.
Those are some good numbers.
Go ahead and digest that for a minute.
Yeah, those made somebody's day for sure. For sure. He was pretty sought after. I remember when we were opening 2022 Bowman, like when it originally came out, that was one of the Bowman First you were looking for and keeping. So I think people are cashing in right now.
Right.
Cashing in right now.
Let's just bring it back down to reality a little bit. The last sale of his Bowman First, which sold yesterday, a PSA 10 was the bid that took it all was $132.50. So, I mean, what can we say?
Shoot. I'm trying to think what number I'm on here. I think we got to go to number
2.
2. Here we go. So this is obviously switched up a little bit on market movers, but another high card that's going crazy right now is Jordan Walker, which it's so funny. He's not even on my list right now, or unless he's lower on the list. Here we go. Jordan Walker. The card we showed was his 2020 Bowman Draft first edition paper card. That happened to be on the list. You know, you don't usually see the papers on here. It is first edition, so it was a little bit of a, more expensive hobby box to buy, and less printed. So
right.
You don't see as many of the first editions, I want to say. But I'm sure right now in the last 7 days, that card's gone up 84.7%.
Yeah.
And in the last 30 days, 76.1%. Jordan Walker, he started the season. Yeah, he started the season off with the Cardinals. He was on the opening day roster. Then they brought him back down the minors, and he's come back up again. And I think it's more of I don't think they put him back down the minors because he needed really work. I think it was
got to work on some mechanics.
I think it's contract manipulation, but he's back up there doing good things. The Cardinals need him. He hits baseballs not only out of the ballpark, out of the town, like just insane. So not surprising to see his cards on the list with the performance he's showing right now with the St. Louis Cardinals. So dig out your 2020 Bowman stuff and see if you've got some Jordan Walker first in there.
Because I mean, granted, he's playing back and forth between the majors and the minors. Last recorded sale was on the 15th, and his PSA 10 sold for $55.
Snap. Jordan Walker coming in number 2 this week. Now It's time for number one this week. Coming out of nowhere again for the San Francisco Giants, we got Luis Matos, who I watched him play last night. Dodgers didn't even want to pitch to him. I think he walked 3 times in that game last night. Luis Matos, Bowman, his 2020 Bowman Chrome, man, I got to go buy some more 2020 Bowman, man. There's a lot of good guys up in there, a lot of good stuff in there. We showed his 2020 Bowman Chrome Auto first. That's what showed a 12% increase in the last 7 days and 142.7% increase in the last 30 days. I'm going to guess a few weeks ago, and I know there's a way to look it up on Market Movers, but I'm not going to do it right now. But I'm going to guess a month ago, you could probably get this auto for $20 to $40. And not anymore. Not anymore. We're at, for this Bowman Chrome, not raw card, not graded, you're looking at least $100. That's the second San Francisco Giant this year, because Casey Mize, I'm sorry, I always do that. Casey Schmidt recently debuted in the San Francisco Giants as well. His cards were not valued, which is crazy because these are like first or second draft picks for the San Francisco Giants, but people just don't think of the San Francisco Giants, I guess. It's the second one of his cards, second one of the San Francisco Giants in the past few months that these players made debuts and their cards skyrocketed.
Yep.
So,
I mean, Adrian wasn't able to pull the trends as far as prices, but I got it right here. So first off, that same card that we're talking about, his Bowman Chrome Auto, it sold yesterday for $267. Now, it's going for that price as of right now. You could have got that same card last month for $110.
It's what we kind of love as collectors when you pull, like somebody probably pulled this auto back in 2020 or whatever, and they're like, nobody was really talking about him unless you were a Giants fan. You were excited. I've got a friend in town here that is a huge San Francisco Giants fan. I know she's got one of these. I haven't talked to her about it yet, but I know she does because she has Casey Schmidt's cards too that I've gotten graded for. So I'm sure she's pumped right now because she never has just one. So which is another cool thing that I tend to do. I keep a couple of these cards so that when they do hit big, you can sell some to cash in, and then you have a nice one for the PC. So he's number one this week. Let us know in the comments who should have been on this list or who wasn't on the list. The honorable mention I wanted to throw on there because it did just change today. I'm showing Jack Swazinski of the Pittsburgh Pirates. His 2022 Bowman Chrome Auto hit the list today. I'm gonna guess I know he's got a rookie card that came out in Series 1 or Series 2. I'm guessing he's probably doing good things on the Pirates because the Pirates have been sneaky good this year. In the last 7 days, that card has seen an 84.2% increase. In the last 30 days, 103.9% increase. So got to go back through and dig through my 2022 Bowmans and see what's going on there. Some sneaky good people.
His last sale was April 18th, and it sold for $40.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, like I was saying, guys, who else should have been on the list, or who's on the list that you don't think should be there? Let us know in the comments.
Do you agree with the order?
Yeah. How about the order? Do you think somebody else should have been, let us know, because I think we looked at Beckett's list and they had completely different stuff. Completely
different names on there.
Yeah. So I don't know if they look at more, because this is just based off eBay. There's a lot of other markets. You've got gold, and you can look at sales on what. I mean, you can look at different sales forever.
Right. And I mean, with sports cards, with Market Movers, yes, they predominantly base it off of sales and valuations, but they at least entertain the collectors and give us actual sporting statistics
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
somewhat justify the reason they made that list.
Yeah. This is a segment I'm pretty excited to be doing now in the future here with the podcast, because this is something I've done for years now. As I look on sports card investors sites, and I always look to see who's increasing in sales, and then
Right.
that jogs my memory to think of what I have, to see if I have any that I want to put up for
Yeah, because it
sale.
goes back to what you said. If I happen to have that Otani rookie, and it's selling for almost $200, I could go
Yeah,
ahead and get it graded, flip it, take that money to pick up either more Julio or Alex Rodriguez.
absolutely, absolutely. Always got to keep the PC rolling. Need income for the PC.
There you go.
All right, guys, that's our top 5 of this week. Now it's time for our next segment. Baseball card banter. This segment, Mr. Fuego and I just gonna talk about baseball cards and the hobby and things that have been going on this week. No script for this. We're just talking like we normally do about different things that are going on in the hobby. For example, I was telling this week I went and got the heavy lumber insert of Bo Bichette from a PC. I'm curious if you hit up I know you were looking for that home field advantage out of Series 2 of Julio.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you are still scoping that, if you decided to spring on it.
I'm gonna hold off right now simply because the guy that I was dealing with, so here's how it went down. There was a listing for the home field advantage Julio Rodriguez. He had a starting price of $49.99 or best offer. So I was like, all right, cool. I threw in my first offer. 10 minutes later, decline. All right, cool. Bumped it up $5. Decline. So I'm like, okay, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. If you want it for $49.99, I didn't even give him a third opportunity to decline me. So, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, would you settle for $49.98?
I
And I mean, if you're firm on a particular price, do not put or best offer, because if you're declining that offer, it's pointless to even put it in there.
So we went back and forth on this whole eBay. We had some fun on eBay this week, but I was just saying, like, I get it where sometimes people just put cards on eBay just to have them up, and maybe they aren't ready really to sell them yet or whatever. But it's like, why didn't he counter and
Yeah,
communicate to
I didn't
you?
even get that.
Obviously, he had his phone on him, to decline your offers. So I don't understand, like,
He
hey,
had that auto decline on
I
speed
know,
dial.
it's like, counter back and say, hey, I know I have this for best offer right now. It's fresh. You hit me up in a week,
Mm-hmm.
or some kind of communication. eBay is so weird. eBay is so weird.
But what I've also seen too, and I think you went through it, how you have individuals who commit to auctions or the buy now listings on eBay, but then they try to send you a message and ask you to go above and beyond what the normal parameters are.
All right, all right, guys. I'm gonna share my eBay story this past week. This started last week, just before the weekend. I was getting ready to head out of town. That's why we didn't have a podcast last week. And at first I was pumped. I sold a big card on eBay. The 2022 Bowman Chrome Prospect Orange Auto of Roderick Arias. There was a PSA 9, numbered out of 25. I've had it. I won this card raw maybe 6 months ago or so, something like that. And he was one of the sought after prospects out of Bowman Chrome, and so I got it graded. I got a 9. I was pumped. I've had it on eBay for a while, and ended up selling it for about $1,300. So it's not. It was a bit. That's a really big sale for me. I don't sell cards
nice
that
chunk
much
of change.
offer. So the person had sent me an offer. I countered. They countered back. I accepted. And then I didn't hear nothing for 24 hours. So it says my item sold, but they didn't pay for it. I'm hoping somebody can enlighten me. Why when you put in an offer for something, or I can kind of understand on an auction, when an auction ends, you might not be home right when the auction ends, or you might
or you got something going on.
Okay, but offered, he obviously, so didn't hear anything, so didn't pay for it right away. This happens more often than not, but so whatever. I didn't think too much of it. So I always wait 24 hours, and then there's an auto response you can do on eBay that sends a message, really professional, polite message. Hey, congratulations on getting this card. I've got it all packaged, ready to go for you. Just waiting on payment, blah, blah, blah. So just before I'm about to send that message, I did get a message back from this person. And it says this. I'm reading it verbatim. 2 things. 1, I'm out of town until tomorrow, so I will pay when I get back. Secondly, why is the shipping $10? I'm sorry, I can't even hold a straight face. It's a $1,300 card. Why is the shipping $10? And I'm just like rolling my eyes in the back of my head, but I respond, no problem. No problem at all. I plan on insuring and asking for a signature, and that's why the shipping is $10. Which by the way, it cost me $20 to ship it, but whatever. I'm not gonna be like, hey, I need $10 more on it because it's $10 and it's a $1,300 card. So after I sent that, this person responds, I can't even make this. I'm not making this up. Oh my God. But the insurance covers you. I'm not trying to be hard, but you're sending to a PO box and they don't require a signature. Can you send first class with tracking and charge me $5? So this guy is bickering. It's a $1,300 cards, and he's giving me
grief about another $5.
$5. So,
but wait, before you get into any further detail, isn't there a thing where if you list a card at a certain price, it needs to be proven that it is what you're selling?
There's that. And that actually, we're going to get into that from the next part here. So I responded with a screenshot of eBay's policies that if you sell a card over $750, you're required to do a signature with signing. You're required to do that. And that whole PO box thing, that's may have been true in the past. It is not true. I have a PO box. I've had stuff sent to me there, and I've had stuff I've had to sign for there. So and sure enough, when this person did finally pay, which they did pay, that's cool. eBay doesn't even give me the option. It's clicked on already. I'm paying the extra charge to get it signed for. So I didn't receive. I sent him a screenshot of eBay's policy, and I was like, okay, sorry, I had to do a little research on this. First, I have a PO box, and I've had to sign for cards before myself. I also put in calculated shipping, and eBay set the shipping charge. Also, it's eBay's policy for cards over $750. So he never responded to me to that. While I was gone over the weekend on a Saturday, he did pay. So I was like, okay, cool. I did look at this seller. By the way, I want to also let you guys know, I did look at the seller's reviews. It's been selling on eBay for a very long time. It's got all these positive reviews. So I was stoked. I was looking at he had an eBay store too. He had a lot of high-end cards. So I was feeling good about this. Aside from this silliness, to me, this is silliness. Let me know if you guys have any other say on this. Maybe if there's another angle I need to look at and learn from, please let me know. But the whole time I'm dealing with this, I'm like, are you serious? Like right now?
He was stressing about those $5 for that new sale that over at Subway, the $5 footlongs.
So it doesn't end there. He pays on a Saturday. So, and I'm out of town, pays on, but it doesn't matter if I'm out of town or not. This card's not going to go out till Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So I get home on Monday and I'm going on eBay to take care of the shipping and do all this stuff. And there's a message that says, "Hi, can you please ship my card? Thank you. I'm going out of town. That's why." Dude, it's probably going to eBay authentication. I didn't respond this time. I just sent the shipping information. He also, when he purchased the card, they also give you the option to put a buyer's note in there. And he put, "Please make sure card is wrapped well, as the mail has been horrible lately. Thank you for the deal. Please leave positive feedback for me as I will for you."
I would have put that card in a Ziploc bag wrapped up with a couple of dryer sheets and a plain white envelope.
Nope. I wasn't. I was keeping it professional. I packaged it super nicely, like I do with everything. I got my insurance on it. I got all that stuff. I just didn't respond anymore. I haven't given feedback yet because I wanted to make sure I cooled down and made sure I did the right thing. He hasn't given me feedback either. I don't know. Because my thought is that at this point, I'm not going to give him negative feedback. There's no, right. He paid for the card, whatever. I don't know if I should give a neutral one for just being annoyed or if I should just let it go. And
at the very best, neutral feedback would be warranted.
Yeah. There's a really interesting comment in our thing right now that eBay's testing a pay when offer accepting thing. And that's true. So there's one on there. I think for the heavy lumber, it's like I put in an offer for it and it says if the guy accepted, I had to put in my card in for, that's linked in on eBay already. So it pays it right away when they accept it. I love everything about that. Of course. Mm-hmm. I put the offer in for the card. Yes, I want to buy it. Buyer's remorse. Does it happen? Yes. Yeah, it does. Message me. Let me know. Let me know right away. Do it in a timely manner. Like, this whole thing annoys me. There's a lot of things on eBay that annoy us, but it is what it is. I've gotten to the point now where I just don't care. Like auctions. I've had plenty of times where people just don't pay the auctions. And after so many days, eBay automatically cancels it.
Mm-hmm.
And once you do that, you're not able to give that person feedback. They won't let you do feedback after that. And I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I usually just block those people after that. I have a pretty good block list. So,
if I was you, I would have kept my regular standard of packaging like I normally do. And when everybody who has bought from you knows you package pristine, no issues. But me personally, I would have took the same avenue, but the first thing that would have went around that car would have been a used Ziploc bag. That's just me. That's just my way of being that guy.
Yeah. Now I still sent it super nice, packaged it nice, did all the things. I'm just, and I went back and I'm looking at his feedback and I'm looking at his stuff and I'm totally profiling the guy in my mind, but because obviously I don't even know if, to be honest with you, I don't even know it's a guy. I can't I should learn from that. There's so many times where people have bought stuff from me and they send thank yous and it's always like, "Thanks, bud. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Brother. Thanks, brother." And I'm like, "Yeah, cool. Thanks." There's no way to know, especially the way my name is spelled. People don't usually know that I'm a girl if they just see my name or something like that. So But anyways,
doesn't your profile name say a league of her own?
does.
Okay, I was just checking.
It says that on that, but then also when it goes into shipping info, it has my real name on there.
Okay.
So that'll throw them off. So yeah, these things happen. So that's my fun eBay story of the day. I can't wait to go back and read these comments that everybody's posting, because I know everybody's got weird.
Everybody's
eBay stuff.
got a nightmare of a story with eBay at some point or another.
Yeah, you know what though? Just in case there's somebody new out there learning that's hearing this, yes, that stuff's annoying. If you're learning, like if maybe you were like, oh man, I've done this before, like, and you're learning, okay, let's help you. I want to help you. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't bid on something that you don't plan to buy. Don't offer something and then wait several days to pay for. I can't think of the reason, being out of town, what it would do with everything being automatic this way. So I'm hoping somebody comments here like, oh, I'm out of town, I can't. I don't know. I just
consider eBay sales like a marriage proposal. The moment you say I do, you committed.
Yeah. But anyways, that's what I got going on with that. I'm pumped about. I got another PSA order coming back next week with some of your cards, some other. Wait a minute. No, this one doesn't have your cards in it.
This one is solely between you and your brother-in-law.
Me and my brother-in-law. The next one that should be coming back soon too, because it was in QA2, should be back. You've got some Julios in that. I've got a few things. This next one I'm pumped about because it's a lot of Sapphire.
Yes,
and I love Sapphire. A lot of Bowman, Top Sapphire, and a couple other random rookie cards that I threw in there that look nice. I just tonight got another card that I traded for on. They sent me a sticker tonight too. Versus Swap. You guys haven't heard of them yet? Check. I'll probably post another link so you can like click on it so you can see my inventory and stuff like that. But I don't remember what I traded for. But I got this 2022 Bowman Chrome Rosemont Verdugo Speckle Refractor Auto out of PSA 10. Shiny. I'll probably show that in a video here soon. I got a video coming out tomorrow also. I got cards from Mom. Mom found a bunch of cards in the Walgreens boxes to open, so that's coming up. But yeah. What you got, Mr. Fuego? You got any more banter?
No, we pretty much covered everything that we wanted to get off of our chest. I can actually go to sleep well tonight. Just basically everything that we've been talking about throughout the entire show. I'm just gonna keep a close watch on, see if anything changes, and document it. So when we get back together like we are now, we get to talk about it, whether it's a good change, a bad change, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. And also, guys, just a heads up, after the podcast tonight, Mr. Fuego on his channel is throwing up a little after the Baseball Junkies podcast hangout kind of thing. So a little informal hangout. Get over on Mr. Fuego's channel so we can get some watch time over on his channel too. And we're just gonna talk crap over there.
We want to hear exactly what's on your mind based on everything that we talking about. And feel free to let us know exactly what's on your mind. If you look at the thumbnail, you'll see exactly what I mean. Tell me how you really feel.
Nice. All right, guys. I think that's going to be a wrap today for the Baseball Junkies podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Please let us know what you think of the new format and layout. We're going to be doing segments like this moving forward. See a lot of comments today, a lot of good interaction today. I appreciate you guys at all. Oh, look at that. White Sox Tom just made a comment. No Oakland as talk. Hey, so now that you said that, the Oakland A's had the most amazing thing that happened this week with the reverse boycott and the 30,000 fans and sell the team. I love it. Love everything about it. Go Oakland. Let's stay in Oakland. Come on. But with that, you guys have a good night. Thanks for joining the Baseball Junkies podcast.